Hey guys, welcome to a quick video. I'm gonna have a follow-up to the Goosebumps video that I did. I'm gonna do a Fear Street collection very shortly. I'm only missing a few books to have a complete set, which I never thought I'd have. But these are some books that I wanted for my collection. I went to a place called McKay's. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's a great place. They have games and records and toys and books and anything you can think of. It's a giant warehouse filled with collectible items and things like that. So if you're in the Tennessee area, check out McKay's. There's a bunch of different locations in Tennessee, and I think maybe in other states as well. I'm not positive, but we'll get to the books I picked up. We'll do it in alphabetical order by author. So Matt Christopher is an author that I read as a kid. He had a lot of sports books. This first book is called Dirt Bike Runaway. And as you can see, these are the prices I paid for them. This is $1.75. I'll read the description of each book for you guys so you get an idea of what these books are about. Peter is a genius with dirt bikes. He can take them apart, fix them up, and race them like a champ. But he also has a knack for getting into trouble, no matter how hard he tries to avoid it. Just 2 days after running away from his foster home, he finds himself mixed up with two dangerous strangers. Will Peter's ability with bikes keep him on the track and out of trouble? So that's Dirt Bike Runaway. And then the last Christopher Pike book I bought was The Year Mom Won the Pennant. I remember this big time reading this. This is also $1.75. I remember reading this as a kid. I'd never read Dirt Bike Runaway, only because for Matt Christopher's books, I only read books about the four major sports like basketball, football, hockey, and baseball. Really nothing other than those, but I figured I'm going to try to collect every original Matt Christopher book with these covers. And again, I don't think these are even first editions. I think these are just the ones that came out. Yeah, so for example, this book really came out in 1968. And see, as a kid, I thought that these were like that generation, that decade's books. But no. It's interesting. So this book was republished in 1986. But the original book came out in 1968. There's a Target sticker on the back here that I'm trying to rip off, but I got most of it. Not all. Should be able to pick the rest of it off, hopefully. So, The Year Mom Won the Pennant. When Nick finds out that his mother is going to coach the Thunderballs, he is mortified. Being teased by the baseball team's arch rivals, the Tornadoes, just makes it worse. But Nick soon changes his tune when the Thunderballs win the first game of the season. And before he knows it, Mom leads the team into a frantic race with the Tornadoes for the pennant. This fast-paced baseball story has plenty of humor and action and will appeal to all young readers. So, these are the two books for Matt Christopher that were there that I did not have. And I picked them up. As you can clearly see, I'm just trying to get the rest of the sticker off. I'm like 99% of the way there, but this will just have to do. Okay. Next up is, I don't know really what to classify her as an author, what kind of genre she does. It's definitely thrillers, a little horror as well. But I would want to classify her as a horror writer. But it's interesting what kind of books she writes. Some are romance novels, some are horror novels, and some are mystery thrillers. So for example, This one is the second book in the Face on the Milk Carton series. And this is Whatever Happened to Janie. As you can see, this was $1.50. And I'm replacing the one I have because this is the original first print. Or, excuse me, a third print, but this was printed in '94, but this is, I think, one of the original covers, if so. That's that. Entertainment Weekly called The Face on the Milk Carton a gripper. You can't put it down till you've gone through the whole trauma with Janie Johnson. Entertainment Weekly is no more, which is a shame. I've subscribed to them for 10 years at least, and I just found out earlier this year that they're done. I remember reading Entertainment Weeklies in doctor's offices and things like that as a kid, so. But I'm not going to spoil this book, only because if you haven't read The Face on the Milk Carton, then I don't want to give away what's on the back of this. So now, this was $1.25. It's by Caroline B. Cooney as well, and this is called Hush Little Baby. Whose baby is this? When a baby is thrust into Kit Innes's arms, she is astounded. At first, Kit is sure that Dusty, her ex-stepmother, will come back for it. I didn't know a female was named Dusty, but okay. But she soon realizes that she is wrong. Dusty is gone, and Kit is left with only questions. Whose baby is this? Who is the mother? Who is the father? And most important of all, why is it here with me? Kit's usually calm and measured world is turned upside down. When Dusty came to Kit's house that day, she not only thrust a baby into her arms, but all the fear and danger that came with it. Now it's up to Kit to save herself and the baby from the crazy, desperate people who are after it. So as you can see, that's a little bit of a mystery there. You know, who knows, maybe the baby has powers, we don't know. I'll have to read the book. This one I debated buying, because when you look at the cover, and I'm not into romance whatsoever, this is what it actually looks like. However, it is a romance, but it's a horror romance, and I'll deal with it. For 95 cents, I figured I'd pick it up. It's called Forbidden. And here it says, only a scandal could tear them apart. She is Annabelle Jaquith, the only daughter of billionaire Hollings Jaquith. Just 18 and stunningly beautiful, she feels the world is hers. He is Daniel Ransom, the only son of the assassinated Senator Madison Ransom. Incredibly good-looking and famous, he's considered one of the country's sexiest young men. They meet at a high society party and are instantly drawn to each other by a love so strong it threatens to overwhelm them. Annabelle knows only that she loves Daniel more than any man she's ever met. But Daniel knows more, that their families are linked by a dark and violent secret. A secret so terrible, it makes their love forbidden. And that's what drew me into the book, because I'd love to see what kind of secret there is here. I mean, I thought maybe they were a really brother and sister. Who knows? Or, I don't know. I'll have to read it and find out. This is another Caroline B. Cooney book, and this is the last one that I picked up also for 95 cents. It's called Emergency Room. Every heartbeat matters. 6 p.m. Naive volunteers Diana and Seth arrive at the emergency room, eager for the chance to save lives. 6:38 p.m. 18-year-old Jersey, the victim of a drug battle, is carried in with a gunshot wound. 7:16 p.m. Alec is brought in after a grisly motorcycle accident. He is only 17 and fighting for his life. 8:27 p.m. Seth must save a life, a baby's life. As the minutes rush past, Diana and Seth struggle to find their roles in the dizzying world of excitement and horror that is the City Hospital emergency room. Now, this next author that I picked up, I used to read all his books as a kid, And for the price that I found these at, I had to pick them up. One, to add to my growing collection, but I believe these are actual first prints of these books. First, the covers are different from anything I ever remembered. But the author's name is Bruce Cavell, excuse me. And here is My Teacher is an Alien. This was 35 cents. And I don't ever remember reading this with this kind of a cover on it. So this looks like it's a 13th printing, but 1989. So yeah. So Susan and Peter's 6th grade class has been invaded. 6th grade is just out of this world. Susan Simmons can tell that her new substitute teacher is really weird, but she doesn't know how weird until she catches him peeling off his face, and she realizes that Mr. Smith is really an alien. At first, no one will believe her, except Peter Thompson, the class brain. When Peter and Susan discover Mr. Smith's horrible plans for their classmates, they know they have to act fast. Only they can get rid of their extraterrestrial visitor and save the rest of the 6th grade class from a fate worse than math tests. So there's that. Then there's a sequel called My Teacher Fried My Brains. This was also 35 cents. The sequel to the best-selling My Teacher is an Alien. Brains are sizzling in the 7th grade. The first day of 7th grade was probably the worst day of Duncan Dougall's life. He knows that things are really bad when he finds an alien's hand in a dumpster and then gets plugged into an alien brain fryer. Can Duncan find out which of the 4 new teachers in his school is an alien before his brains get fried to a pulp, or before the aliens try to fry the whole planet? Then there's the 3rd book in the series called My Teacher Glows in the Dark, the sizzling sequel to My Teacher Fried My Brains and My Teacher is an Alien. So this is the 3rd book. Kidnapped in Space. Peter Thompson has had some pretty weird teachers in his time. By the time he discovers that his newest teacher glows in the dark, he's flying away from Earth in a spaceship full of aliens, and there's no one he can call. How do you report an alien to the FBI anyway? Before Peter can do anything, he's taken on the strangest field trip of his life. His friends, his father, his school are suddenly a million miles away. The fantastic sequel to My Teacher is an Alien and My Teacher Fried My Brains. And then the last book in the series, the thrilling climax to My Teacher is an Alien, My Teacher Flunked the Planet. And this is 35 cents also. Alien Invasion of Earth. Peter Thompson, a typical 7th grader, finds himself touring the planet with his friends Susan Simmons and Duncan Dougall and 3 aliens in disguise. Their mission? To file the final report that will determine Earth's future in the universe. As the clock ticks away, the hours before their meeting in space, the tour becomes weirder and weirder. The 3 friends come face to face with a plague of poots and Big Julie, the weirdest alien yet. Meanwhile, Peter discovers a secret hidden for decades. Will his discovery save the Earth, or is it already too late to stop the aliens from destroying the planet? So this is another book. This was 50 cents. And this is the 2nd book in the series. It's called Bruce Cavell's Book of Aliens, More Tales to Warp Your Mind 2. The aliens are coming. Ever wondered if there's life in outer space? Have you ever seen a strange light in the sky and hoped it was a UFO about to whisk you off to a distant galaxy? Then beam yourself up for Bruce Cavell's 2nd collection of out-of-this-world tales. You'll meet aliens on far-flung planets and in your own backyard. But be careful. Some of these beings are out to destroy humankind. Although if you know how to ask, they might share the secrets of the universe instead. Other aliens may just have taken a wrong turn into our solar system. Maybe they look exactly like you, or like something you'd eat for breakfast. So if Bruce Cavell's 1st book of Aliens left you hungry for more extraterrestrial encounters, fasten your seatbelt for another wild ride into space. You'll never look at the universe the same way again. And then the last Bruce Cavell book. Oh, no, not the last Bruce Cavell book. There's 2 more. This one is called, and this is in book number 3. So I have to find the rest of these books. This was only a quarter, 25 cents. It's Bruce Cavell, I Was a Sixth Grade Alien, and it's book 3 called I Lost My Grandfather's Tooth. Or I Lost My Grandfather's Brain. So it's interesting that there was, I never knew he had a series out. There's a lot of books he wrote that I gotta somehow pick up. But this is cool. So there are other books in the series. This came out in 1999, so this is I was already in high school when this came out. I was a a sophomore in high school. Interesting. Okay. And then the last Bruce Cavell book, this was 75 cents. This was called Bruce Cavell's Book of Spine Tinglers, Tales to Make You Shiver, featuring The Thing in Auntie Alma's Pond by Bruce Cavell and other chilling tales by Vivian van de Velde, Patrick Bone, Sherwood Smith, and many more. I think I vaguely remember Sherwood Smith as an author. Ooh, there's some gunk on the back of this book. All right. What makes your skin crawl? Did you ever have a vampire scratching at your window, see or hear what other people couldn't, suffer a curse or get what you wished for? Did you ever feel that shiver go up your spine that lets you know everything is not all right? Bruce Cavell, the best-selling author of the My Teacher is an Alien series and collector of nightmarish tales, likes to make you shiver. So before you open his 5th book of scary stories, prepare yourself for the vampires, werewolves, demons, dinosaurs, monsters, and serpents creeping from its pages. Will you speak to the poor spirit calling out to you from the dark? Remember, one word, one decision could change everything. Here are 13 chilling tales that will keep you wide awake and holding tight to your bed all night long. So there's that. Now this next author is a horror novelist. Her name is Richie Tankersley Cusick. I assume it's a woman. I never knew or know if she is, but I think she is. Could be a guy too, you never know. Oh, it is a woman. Okay, I just read about the author. So Richie Tankersley Cusick, this is called The Drifter. She was trapped in a house of sinister secrets. This was 45 cents. Horror Hotel. Glanton House was Carolyn Baxter's new home, the haunted island retreat her widowed mother was determined to transform into an inn. As if in answer to her prayer, tall raven-haired Joss Whitcomb appeared at their door and offered to be the handyman in return for room and board. But Carolyn was wary. Joss was dark, compelling, dangerous. He was still a stranger, even after he saved her mother from a near-fatal accident. And now they were alone together in the eerie house he seemed to know so well. He knew the legend of a jealous sea captain doomed to kill again and again. But did he hear the ghostly whispers echoing through the halls at night? Did he know the unseen eyes that followed her every move? Who was Joss? Why was he here? How could she trust this devastating drifter when she feared for her life? So you got The Drifter. And then the last 5 books are by a very, very well-known horror novelist called John Saul. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but when I was there, I wanted to look for... I'm missing one book in a series of 6, and I bought the wrong one. I bought a duplicate. I was missing book number 1 in the series, and I thought I was missing book 6. So, unfortunately, I spent... Let's see. What did I spend? I spent $1.50. That's a waste now. But anyway, here are the books. This was $2.95. This is called Faces of Fear. People call John Saul has the instincts of a natural storyteller. Fort Worth Star-Telegram says one of America's favorite fright writers. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution says one of the masters of the genre. And I've read a couple of his books, and they're incredible. They're very, very scary. 15-year-old Allison Shaw may not be beautiful, but she doesn't really care. She'd much rather read a good book than primp in front of a mirror. But Allison's gorgeous mother, Risa, knows that beauty can be a key to success and wishes only the best for her daughter, a wish that may come true after Risa marries widowed plastic surgeon Conrad Dunn. Conrad claims that he can turn Allison into a vision of loveliness, so the teenager reluctantly agrees to undergo the first procedure. Then Allison discovers a picture of Conrad's first wife and notes, to her horror, a resemblance between the image in the photo and the work her stepfather is doing on her. Though Risa refuses to acknowledge the strange similarities, as Allison digs further into her stepfather's murky past, she uncovers dark secrets and even darker motives, and realizes that her worst fears are fast becoming reality. Faces of Fear. The next book, and these are all originals, by the way, for $2.50, it's called Hellfire, a chilling new novel by the best-selling author of Brainchild and Suffer the Children. So, Pity the Dead. For 100 years, the old mill has stood silent, its dread secrets locked away and barred from view. Still, the people of Westover, Massachusetts remember and whisper of that fateful day when horrifying flames claimed 11 innocent lives. The day the mill's iron doors slammed shut forever. Pray for the living. Now Westover is a sleepy town tucked away beyond the interstate, all but forgotten. Now the last of the once powerful Sturgis family dreams of reopening the mill. Now Philip Sturgis is about to unlock the doors to the past and unleash an elemental fury. For beyond those doors, padlocked for so many years, deep within the dark abandoned building, a terrible vengeance waits, a vengeance conceived in hellfire. So there's that. For $1.50, we have Punish the Sinners. John Saul, author of Hellfire. The dark rapture of a medieval terror has come back to claim the young and innocent, one by one. Italy, 1252. Inquisition, accusation, fear, torture. The guilty and the innocent dying for sins, real and imagined, in the flames of the burning stake. Neilsville, 1978. Peter Baslam has come to the sleepy desert town to teach its youth and finds a mystery of mounting horror. Something is happening to the young girls of St. Francis Xavier High School. Something evil. In bloodlet and terror, a suicide contagion has swept the town, while a dark order of its holy men enacts a secret medieval ritual. Is hysteria manipulating these innocent children into violent self-destruction? Or has a supernatural force, a 13th century madness, returned to punish the sinners? There's actually 6 books by John Saul. Missed one of them. National bestseller. This is called, for 90 cents, by the way, Black Lightning. Best-selling author of The Homing. So, The Seattle Times, his most effective thriller to date, a compelling read. San Jose Mercury News called it electrifyingly scary. And Publishers Weekly said one of Saul's best. For 5 years, Seattle journalist Ann Jeffers has pursued the horrifying story of a sadistic serial killer's bloody reign, capture, trial, and appeal, crusading to keep the wheels of justice churning toward the electric chair. Now the day of execution has come. A convicted killer will meet his end. Anne believes her long nightmare is over, but she's dead wrong. Within days, a similar murder stuns the city. As the butcher stalks his next victims, creeping ever closer to her, Anne is seized by an icy unease, a haunting sense of connection to these unspeakable crimes. And relentlessly, she hears the eerie echo of the dead man's last words to her. Today won't end it. How will you feel, Anne? When I'm dead and it all starts again, how will you feel? Second to last book for $1.25 is When the Wind Blows. John Saul, author of Hellfire. Out of the night, out of the past, the terror comes. The children will cry when the wind blows. The children were waiting for centuries, waiting for someone to hear their cries. Now 9-year-old Christy Lyons has come to live in the house on the hill, the house where no children have lived for 50 years. Now little Christy will sleep in the old-fashioned nursery on the 3rd floor. Now Christy's terror will begin when the wind blows. The children must die. And the last book, for $1.95, a child cries out in torment, in terror. From out of the past, from out of the mists, a terrible vengeance is born. John Saul, author of Suffer the Children and Nathaniel, Comes the Blind Fury. Amanda. A century ago, a gentle blind girl walked the cliffs of Paradise Point. Then the children came, taunting, teasing, until she lost her footing and fell, shrieking her rage to the drowning sea. Michelle. Now Michelle has come from Boston to live in the big house on Paradise Point. She's excited about her new life, ready to make new friends, until a hand reaches out of the swirling mists, the hand of a blind child. She is asking for friendship, seeking revenge, whispering her name. Comes the blind fury. So those are the books that I purchased at McKay's. Thanks, guys, for watching. And very shortly, I'll be able to do a Fear Street collection video, as well as another video game pickup video that'll be coming soon also. Just some odds and ends and some really rare items in that video coming up as well. And I think at some point we'll also have the new Munch Pack for the month of June, so that'll be coming as well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all the comments that you leave. Appreciate you guys watching this. And please share the videos around if you like them and it helps you sleep. I'm glad I'm doing a little bit of my job. So appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.